Hey guys, welcome. We are going live here from Orlando, Florida, technically closer even to Disney. And we are Growing Up Without Borders. So welcome to our channel. If you are new and this is your very first time, we'd like you guys to go get a nice cup of tea so we can have a tea time. Although we know it's late in England, so I apologize for going live this late in the UK since we know you guys like your tea. Here in America, it's more like coffee time, but anyway, it's all good. So yes, we're Growing Up Without Borders. If it's your very first time joining in, feel free to ask questions and always let us know where you're watching from. That's so much fun for us to know. This is
Angelique.
I'm Julia. I'm Chloe.
And I'm Chantal. And we today put the screens a little bit further away, so it's going to be like our comments are going to be quite small, so we're going to try and read them. Angelique's going to be our reader, and we'll try and keep up on some of the questions and make sure we don't miss them. So to bring you up to speed, we are still here stateside. We're having a blast. This week was a really fun time because we did a lot of things at in and around Disney and some of the theme parks and such. We might have to move closer. I can't read that. What was just coming up?
Do we have a phone?
A phone? Yes, that would be a good idea. Can you go grab
Someone said hi, girls.
Hello. Welcome. Can you hear us all okay on both ends? I think so. I think we've got a good connection. I'd love to take you on a tour for where we are because it's a beautiful, beautiful area. It's really hot and warm outside. We're getting a little bit of rain. But it feels good to cool off.
I'm so hot right now.
It's quite hot.
Somebody said aquí in Guatemala.
Aquí in Guatemala. Would you like us to speak Spanish for a second? You guys want to hear how the girls speak Spanish? Because the girls, we've traveled to many Spanish-speaking countries, and the girls even took lessons, so they do speak enough Spanish. What would you like to say? How about you say something?
Just watch your Valladolid video.
You just watched the Valladolid. Very cool. Next, coming up is Merida. So if you guys have never been to Merida, Mexico, it's a beautiful, beautiful city. We loved it. It reminded us a lot of Europe. And that's coming out next. So
someone...
Can I hold that?
Sure.
I'm going to hold the phone so I can check.
Yeah.
When are we going to Guatemala again? Well, okay, so this coming year, some of the trips we have coming up, and you guys can help us out in case you are from those countries. You can maybe give us some pointers and some tips as to where we should go, or maybe some of the things that we should go and highlight. And
so the countries we still have to visit is like
India.
Central and North Africa, India, and then the Middle East, and then some Pacific Islands.
So if you're from any of those areas and you want to help us out and tell us where we should go, or some really cool spots that we shouldn't miss to include in the video, please let us know and we will make sure we go and film those. So, hey, someone just said, hey Van, the mugs look massive.
It's America.
Yeah, right? It's so funny. Even you go for,
That's my head.
this is what it looks like here. You go to order a coffee anywhere and you get like a small is like this big. I'm not joking. It's huge. And everything's big here. As you can see, like big fridge, big everything, right? It's quite funny. So awesome. All right, someone's from El Salvador. I just want to tell you thanks. Oh, thank you so much. You know what? When we came to El Salvador, we had the biggest, warmest welcome ever. It was absolutely amazing. The people there were so friendly, and all of Central America, really. It was really, really nice. We had such a great time, and we'd love to come back. So. Yes. Maybe we'll come back again soon. Okay, so tell us what we've been up to, Julia.
So this week we went to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. And so we went to Epcot first this week, and that one is like you go around the whole world. So that kind of was what kind of started us to kind of see the countries, because we would be like to our friends, oh, we're having lunch in France or dinner in Morocco, and they'd be like, oh, really? Wow. Then
let's back it up.
Yeah.
If you guys. Okay, so Epcot is in Florida. Someone asked where we are. Yes, we're in Florida.
Yeah.
And if those of you who don't know, so Disneyland has 4 theme parks.
Yeah. Animal Kingdom, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios.
Yes, and Epcot is probably, well, for me anyway, it's one of my favorite because it kind of spurred and, if you will, kind of like stirred up that desire to travel, because when you go to Epcot, you literally walk around their world showcase, and you go through country after country. And what's cool about the people that
All
work
the
there?
workers there, they're actually from the country, so they can go over and speak French or speak Spanish, and it's just like you really feel like you're in the country. They've done a really well job. Yeah.
It's
like
amazing.
Food's like the same. We're like, our French food was really good.
Yes. So we used to go to Epcot because we used to live here, literally 5 minutes away from Disney, and we would go to Disney all the time. And so because when you live here, you get really good rates on your season's pass, and well, it was great. So we used to literally just go for a cup of coffee and a French pastry, and it was really nice. And like Julia was saying, we would take pictures and joke around and be like, oh, we're having, you know, dessert in France, and we're gonna go have dinner in Morocco. And meanwhile, it was like walking steps away. So it was really funny because our friends who are in Tampa, if you don't know where Tampa is, it's literally like an hour and a half away from Disney, right, from Orlando. And they were like, you guys really went to France and then to Morocco in the same day? And we're like, no, that was Epcot at Disney. And they're like, what? They never went. So they didn't know what it was all about. So we laughed and laughed and laughed.
They liked practicing French in Epcot too.
Yes, isn't that fun?
Somebody asked which park is Harry Potter in.
So
That's
Harry
in
Potter,
Universal Studios.
Universal Studios.
I'll
So
like tell them
there's
a
two
bit of
different
the
things.
difference.
There's Universal Studios and Disney World. So the difference is like Universal Studios is more like teenagers, and Disney is like teenagers too, but like more for little kids. They have more little rides. Like Universal Studios is like big roller coasters and things like that, and then like more like movies like for little kids too.
There's someone from Arizona and North Carolina, so I just want to say, hey guys, thanks for letting us know where you're coming in
What's
from.
cool about Epcot, so they've got every country, and then they have a little video, and then they even have this one place, and it's like you can try all those different sodas from each country. It's really cool.
Somebody asked, what do we think about Guatemala? What do you guys think of Guatemala? Okay, so Antigua was amazing.
Yeah.
You guys have like a
It's
gem of a
beautiful.
city. I'm not sure if the person asking is from Guatemala. I'm guessing so. So you probably know this already, but Guatemala has all these old cobblestone streets and square, like a central
Antigua, yeah.
square. And is that what I said, Antigua? And it's beautiful. The restaurants were like one restaurant after the other of these like beautiful, stylish kind of hip restaurants. I can see why a lot of people go there and then they end up wanting to live there. They don't want to like leave because it probably sucks you in. It's probably one of those places that you just want to stay. So we've got Scott Hayward that just joined in. Hey Scott, man, I wish this was like a two-way conversation sometimes. I would just love for you guys to be able to like join in and talk too. Are we going to be here in the US after we leave Florida? Where are we going to go? So the plans are to go where?
Heading back to Europe.
Yeah.
Heading home.
Heading home. So we're going to go home. We're going to go create the most amazing videos for you guys in Switzerland. They have this really cool event, and it happens only, get this, only every 25 years. So it's not like a festival that you go to every year. So if you miss it, you have to wait 25 years for the next one. And it's called in French, La Fête des Vignerons. That means the festival of the winemakers, or the wine, basically. It's a wine festival. And it's the whole area. It's on the Swiss Riviera, so on Lake Geneva or Lac Léman, like they like to call it Lac Léman. They don't call it Lake Geneva. We do. But anyway, it is amazing, and it's going to have, I've never been, of course, it's been, I wasn't there, but I'm going to go this summer, and I'm going to film that for you guys so you can see what it's all about. They literally transform the whole downtown area of this one place into a big, massive stadium, and they have like shows, and it's just going to be quite
There's a
cool thing. Okay, go ahead, Chloe.
Come back to El Salvador, please, as soon as possible. I'd really like to meet you.
Oh, well, yes, one day we have to come back to El Salvador. Yes. Well, you have to sample the wine. It says like, when you are in Rome, you do as the Romans do. So he's saying don't get drunk. Of course we won't, but I will definitely sample some of that and let you know what I think. Because here's the thing with the Swiss, okay? So we've got Swiss chocolate there. We've already dove into because we found Swiss chocolate here, and it's delicious, of course. But the Swiss tend to keep things to themselves. They're very like reserved and like close-knit, if you will. And so there's this brand of chocolate that you don't find anywhere in the world. Like you don't buy, here you see Lindt, you see Lindor, you see, I don't know, like, Swiss brands. But there's one specific brand called Caillé chocolate, which you don't see in the stores. and it is so good. So I always joke and I say the Swiss keep the best for themselves and they don't like let the rest of the world taste it. And the same with the wine. Have you ever noticed, like, you go to the grocery stores, you don't really see Swiss wine? Have you ever noticed that? It's because they have really good wine, so they just want to keep it for themselves. I'm just joking. It's probably because of the high cost of production, maybe, that they don't export it as much. I don't know. I'm just joking. Okay. How old are you girls? All right, let's share our ages.
I'm 15.
I was gonna say for a second 16. I'm thinking of 15, 16. I'm 11. 13.
And I don't need to share my age, but I'm 20 plus 21. 22. There are so for those of you guys who need to figure out your math.
Somebody said, are Lindt and Lindor similar to actual Swiss chocolate? I bet the original is better though.
It is. You know what? And here's what's crazy. Do you know that in the United States, the products are made differently than in a lot of other countries? So, for example, you take a can of soda, like a Canada Dry. In Canada, they put sugar, and in the United States, they put high fructose corn syrup. And same goes for chocolate. So there's certain chocolates that you might have in Switzerland, let's say, and the ingredients are just a little bit different. So I don't know why. But so it does. It tastes pretty much the same. So Christina's just joined in. Hey, Christine. Christine is a very special friend of mine. I love her so much. Thanks for joining in.
Your names.
Okay, your names, girls.
I'm
what are your names?
Julia.
Chloe.
I'm Chantal.
Angelique.
And Angelique, her real name is Angelique. That's what we call her, Angelique, because it's a French name.
But she calls herself Angelique.
Angelique. When she's in the United States, she'll say, hi, my name's Angelique. And when you're in Europe, what do you say? Angelique. I guess she goes with the flow with whatever countries she's in. So, okay, so we often get asked questions, the same things over and over again. And one of the questions is like, which countries are your favorite countries to visit and why? And we've often talked about making a video about specific countries and what are the kind of the top 10 things that we like in that country. And when we go to create that video, because it's not created yet, is there anything else that you would want us to include in the video? Like, do you want us to talk about maybe the food of the country, or maybe the people there, or obviously maybe things like what are accessibility to groceries, or cost of living, or the housing, or what do you want us to say specifically, or what do you want to know as differences? I know you shouldn't compare, but we love doing that. You know, we always say like, this is like this, and over here it's like that, and you know, we often do compare back and forth and such, and it is quite fun. But if there's something you want to specifically know, just let us know. So
Somebody said Wayne yours in
Istanbul for coffee. Oh, you guys have good coffee. Let me tell you a funny story about when we were in Cyprus. Is that where we were? Remember? We were crossing a border.
Oh.
And so it's the coffee's similar, right? They have their strong coffee. And there's a part that's still, am I confusing myself?
Somebody asked
No,
us
I
if the
think
girls
it's like
fight.
Cyprus and then Turkey above or something.
Yeah, it's like it's still part of the country, is not all Cyprus. So this goes back a few years, but we were crossing the border, and the border control guy, he was like, have you ever had a Turkish coffee? And I was like, come to think of it, I was like, no, I've never had that before. So this must have been before we went to Turkey, because I did try coffee in Turkey. And he's like, well, let me make you one. And literally the guy, the border control guy, went back, made me a coffee, and I had a nice coffee before I continued my journey. And I thought it was the funniest thing. And then what was hilarious is he was like waving to us like a grandfather, like, bye-bye. Like, do you guys remember that? You were quite young, so you might not.
Okay.
It goes back a few
Somebody
years.
asked us if we fight.
Do you guys,
I do the girls fight.
girls, do you fight?
Well, I sometimes get upset
But
at maybe
no.
Julia or Angelique.
No, I don't think we really fight.
They don't really like, I grew up with a brother, and I can say like, we fought. Like we didn't get along very good.
And
But-
like, even if we do fight over something, a few moments later we're happy again because
Yeah.
we're always together. So
It's not like you guys really like fight, you know, like they don't really like get angry and like super mad
Punch
at each
each
other.
other.
Yeah, there's none of that.
Punch in the belly.
No, there's none of that. So it's good, it's nice. But you know what, when you spend so much time together, I think you just end up getting along. Or maybe it could be also that their personalities are all quite different. Julia's more, you know, organized and kind of strategic, and Chloe's just silly and fun and such. And then Angelique is, well, what are you?
Creative.
Creative, very
Someone said,
creative.
what country has your favorite food?
I was thinking about this the other day because I often tell people like Thai food and Indian food, but to be honest, like
I like the Swiss food.
European food is amazing.
I think-
sausages and mayonnaise.
It's hard to say because
Yeah, I know the answer for
Okay.
sure. Okay, here's the thing. When you're in the United States, you get good food, right?
Yeah.
Because you have options and stuff, but you don't have the same quality of food as the Europeans have. So by far, European has the best. And although we like Thai and we like Indian, you can still buy that over there. And so I think there's my answer. It's Europe all the way, for sure. Can I read a little bit? Okay.
Okay.
Comments. Read them.
Somebody said,
How many days in a year? Okay, how many days are you traveling in the year? Well, this all depends because here's the thing. We try to, normally we try to do small trips. So this is never like, sorry, one second. This is never like intended to be like, oh, you know, we're leaving and then not coming back. But this trip here, we left in September and we didn't come back, like we're still not back. We're still on the road. So this is like a rare occasion. You know, usually we leave for 2, 3, 4 months, 6 months. But yeah, it's true. We haven't been home in the last couple of years very much at all.
We're taking
so
our time.
we're taking our time. We're slowing down, although we have to hurry up and get it all done.
it's the great parenting.
I don't. Oh, maybe I don't know.
Let's see.
Polish kangaroo from. Hey, nice joining in from Australia. That's so cool. Nice to see you, mate. So.
Have you ever seen a shark?
Okay. Scott said it's a nice parenting. This is funny because those of you watching on YouTube, just so you know, there's people commenting on Facebook as well and vice versa. So we are live on YouTube at the same time as we are live on Facebook. In case you're like, I didn't see that person comment or whatever, it's because we're kind of reading back and forth with comments. So just in case you're wondering, I haven't found a system yet that I can kind of amalgamate the two together, which I'm working on getting something
Somebody
like
asked
that
what's
done.
our names again.
Okay, one last time. They do not have Snapchat. They do not. The girls don't have Snapchats. They do have their own Instagram accounts, but we don't really use Snapchat. Maybe we should. Who knows?
Okay, over our names again. Julia, Chloe,
That's all right.
Chantal.
And
Angelique.
Angelique, yes. And then Florence is saying hello, and someone from Dar es Salaam. Nice to have you there. That is awesome. Dar es Salaam was a really cool city for us because it was the kind of our first introduction, if you will, to, I don't want to say real Africa because we went to Morocco before, but it was our first introduction when we were on our trip to Africa. And we met a really good friend while we were there in Dar es Salaam. So it was nice. It made it extra special, and it was just a really nice city to go see. And the people were so friendly. We went down to the market and we were like talking to some of the locals, and it was really cool for us. Really nice experience. So one thing that is, well, two things I want to say. So the first thing is we are going to do something really cool. I might get the girls to.
What's the comment?
Yes, I'm gonna I'll type that. Let me
Want me
let
to
me say the
explain
big.
it?
Yes. Do you know what I'm gonna say?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe
All eyes on deck.
I think I know you guys.
Go ahead.
Okay, so us girls are going to be creating a geography course for all of you guys who are homeschooling or who wants to know more about their geography and stuff. We're going to
From the perspective of
Of us.
these guys.
Yeah.
So they've traveled to these countries. So they've learned their geography hands-on. They've learned, what it's like when you cross the border. What are the controlling people like? What like the border controls like? What's the food there? What is the vegetation? What are the roads like? What kind of animals did they see? What were the markets and the people like? The grocery stores, the homes, like all that kind of stuff. So you're going to be getting videos. We're going to make this a new program where you can subscribe. It's going to be very affordable. And every month you're going to get 2 new videos, either on a country or a specific city, or maybe even a continent that they visited that they want to share with you guys. And so we're really excited to be able to bring this to you. We were thinking how we can incorporate a bit of the homeschoolers that are wanting to learn geography and stuff. But I think this is going to be really interactive and really fun because it's from their perspective. So it'll be kids teaching kids. And we're going to intertwine a lot of the footage from the trips that we've been, and so you're going to see a lot of.
And if you guys have specific countries you want to learn about, maybe you can comment and let us know because we can maybe create a video.
Exactly. So hopefully we're going to get it all right, and then you guys are going to be happy with what we're going to be teaching teaching you, or what they will be teaching you. And who knows, maybe some of those, maybe some of your grown-ups will enjoy them too, right? If you've never been to the country, I don't want to. When you simplify it from the kids' perspective, it makes it fun. It's not like Wikipedia.
Someone said this. You guys must travel light. Do you guys share outfits? Just kids and toiletries in a bag? I suppose, do you carry kitchen stuff or any other supplies?
Okay, so that's a great question. We have our packing video. I promise you it's coming out. I was just literally working on the PDF. We are sometimes a little bit perfectionist, and that's why it's taking us a little bit long, but we're creating this really cool packing list of everything that's inside of our suitcase, but aside from that, also a checklist of the things that we typically bring. And our packing video goes into detail about what we bring and what's inside of our suitcase, because we travel super light. We only have
one small suitcase each, and a backpack.
And a backpack. And yes, we intertwine now, so we're all almost the same height. So
sometimes we wear the same shoes.
It works out great. Fantastic for mom.
Sometimes if an outfit that's too small of hers can be for Angelique or me.
The girls are saying now my feet are shrinking, but my feet, you guys are just getting taller. That's what's happening. So yeah, so we're gonna have that video out to you guys very soon. So someone said geography homework. Oh no, look forward to it. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be really cool because the girls in their curriculum that we use. So we use an online curriculum for our schooling, and the curriculum that we're using is called Monarch. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to try it out. You can, and it's great. It's all online, and then they have all their different subjects that they can go into and follow along and do. But literally this year and last year, I just omitted and took out geography and history because they're learning so much more hands-on when they're traveling and seeing it firsthand that I'm like, when we're reading about like the Mayans and like the Egyptians and stuff, like when we go to the Egyptian Museum in Torino, Italy, they learned so much more than what the textbooks have. So it's really cool because they're getting like the hands-on experience, and now they're going to be able to share that knowledge with you guys. So very cool. The other thing that's neat, I wanted to tell you guys about, if you haven't and you want to travel and you haven't figured a way to maybe, how am I going to pay for hotels, or can I afford Airbnbs, or all this kind of stuff, we found a really cool site, and I'm going to put the link there below as well, because we get a little benefit if you do sign up, which helps us keep us on the road. But it's called Home Exchange, and what Home Exchange is you can put your property, your home, on Home Exchange, and you can not really rent it out because you're not really renting it, you're exchanging your house, and it doesn't have to be at the exact same time. So you can list your home, rent it for a couple of weeks, and then accumulate points, and then use those points literally anywhere around the world at different people's places. And the benefit of it is, especially if you have kids, you have a kitchen, and oftentimes you have like the little things like salt and pepper and all those little things that don't make a big deal, but if you're moving around or in hotels and you're traveling, it's so nice to have a washing machine, all those things, right? And you have space. So again, when you have kids,
sometimes you want a dishwasher.
Sometimes you want a dishwasher. We've traveled many times without that. And so when you have kids and you're traveling, those are all huge, huge things. So we just absolutely love it. We joined, I think, in January or February-ish, and we've been using it. So
someone said, girls, what about friends?
What about your friends? Oh, that's
Our
a
friends are in Switzerland right now. Like Julia, she can message her friend and sometimes call her friend. And so that's nice to do sometimes.
Now, as well as with social media, it's easy to like connect with all of them, and we have friends around the world now. But yeah, we have our friends at Switzerland that we get to see in the summer, and then when we're here, we get to see our old friends from when we used to live here in Florida.
And just along the way, you make friends all the time.
You do. So today we just went to a birthday party for friends that they used to have that were our neighbors, although we showed up like at the very end, so it's not like we really hung out too much, so that was a shame. So now we have to go back. But they have friends around the world. Like you guys have friends now from South Africa and friends from
New Zealand.
And friends
all over.
What are you thinking?
I can't say anything.
But their main core friends are back home in Switzerland.
Yeah, which you get to see.
Yes, so in the summer months they get to go home and spend time, and they're so looking forward to that. They were just saying, I said to the girls, are you guys going to be bored? Because in the last 2 months we had
done so much.
Yeah, I mean, the different tourism boards emailed out all their partners and told them, hey, this family's here, do you want to welcome them? And they'll, you can showcase your attractions. So we were invited to so many different places. So it's been like go, 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 go. And I said to the girls, are you guys going to be bored when you're, back home? And they're like, Mom, we've got the pool, we've got our friends, we're going to go have fun, we're going to go on the streets. So they're so excited just to.
Someone said it's a modern world. Yes.
It is a modern world.
And then the next person said, you've got French accent when speaking Spanish.
Do we? You know what? It's when you learn a language, so they learned French as their second language. So then when you're speaking Spanish, I'm sure they speak. Well, you're going to hear in the next video, or I think it's the second. We did 2 videos for Merida, and I was doing edits on both, so I forget which one it is. I think it's the second one. Chloe talks about the bathroom signs in the video.
Yes.
And she was saying, when she speaks Spanish, it's so cute, because she's saying, if you see a bathroom sign that says caballeros, blah, 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 and I'm sure those of you who speak Spanish probably think she sounds, French. So.
And then there's
Somebody
another
asked,
comment.
is English or French your native language?
Okay, you tell them.
English.
Yeah.
English is what?
Our native language.
English is our
And then we learned French when we moved to Switzerland.
So you guys went to school. They went to school for 2 years, and it was completely French. And they had a fantastic program that was in Switzerland, and they have what they call welcoming classes, right? Welcoming classes is when they get a lot of. It's very multicultural where we're living, and so they get a lot of people from different countries, whether it's Portugal or even Syria and Spain and all over. So in their classroom, they take all the kids that are just arriving, and then they go and they teach them French, and it's really well done. And the teachers there, oh my gosh, they're phenomenal.
I have, really great teachers.
Really good teachers. Alors, someone's saying, vous parlez espagnol maintenant. Do we speak Spanish?
Why did you say that in French?
Because it's in French, the comment. So,
Oh,
claro que sí, hablamos mucho español. Girls, do you want to say something in Spanish?
Sí.
Sí.
Me gusta el color
¿Qué color?
rosa.
No, yes, we do. We understand Spanish. We can speak. We don't speak maybe correctly, but we speak.
We understand, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
So
I don't
somebody's
understand.
saying,
Where are we from?
where are we from? Okay,
Canada originally.
we're from Canada. Here's our story in a nutshell. So we were living in Canada. I don't know if I ever told you guys this. And we read a book called The 4-Hour Work Week. And it was exciting for us because we run online businesses. And so we had the idea, well, maybe we can live somewhere else. So we moved to Florida as like a test run, and we started going back and forth from Canada to Florida. So the girls technically were somewhat raised in the US, more so than in Canada, because we spent more time here.
Somebody said they have a pet shark in their swimming pool.
Can I have the
Oh.
phone though? Yes, I heard you. Or I heard you. I read it. That's funny.
Somebody
Hi.
said hi from Disneyland.
California, very cool. We love Disneyland. Do we watch ice hockey? Ho ho ho. Wait a second. We did watch ice hockey because we were in Nicaragua and we were at this really cool beach bar, and get this. They had the Canadian hockey team playing and the Swiss. So it was the two countries that,
Really?
yes,
It's
do you remember?
recorded though.
Okay, sure.
It was recorded, it wasn't live, but we still watched it.
Okay, sure.
It was recorded from like the day before.
So we're not really sports fans. It's not like we watch, games or stuff like that.
Our
so-
cousins play it back in Canada, so Chloe's gone to one of the games
One
before.
up here. Where'd it go?
Finland versus Canada. Is that who's playing right now? That's so cool. Maybe we'll have to turn on the TV and catch up. So I grew up, in Canada. What do you do on a Friday night? You go to the Junior B game. And so I grew up going to hockey games. That was what we did. We went and hung out and had
There's
fun.
someone
so.
that says, so you live in Switzerland.
I'm from
Yes,
Finland.
we live in Switzerland.
We do live
And
in
then
Switzerland. That is our
There's
home.
another one that said, I have tons of respect for you guys. How open-minded and intelligent you all are. We need
Thank
more
you.
people like you
Thank
as
you.
well.
Yeah, you know what? The girls, here's what's interesting. We've been in many situations, right? Like remember girls when we went once, hold on, I promise you I'm going to read them. Angelique wants the phone. We went in northern Thailand, and it was right in the triangle where there's Laos and there's the borders there. And it was far away for us to come back down to Chiang Mai where we were staying. So we decided to stay the night. So we literally started walking and knocking on doors, trying to see, is there inns or does there, homes. And the girls were quite young. And what's amazing is it didn't even faze them. This one lady, she was like, come on in. I do have she rents out rooms and stuff. She had a bit of a motel, if you will. And this lady, she did not have a kitchen table like you will. She had a plastic little table, and then she had a swing hanging in her living room, and they had a mattress on the floor. So that's where the family, you remember that?
Chloe was swinging in the living room.
Yeah, you guys were swinging. That was the girls' little playground. And for me, I was like, it's so different. You guys look at the way we live here in the United States and Canada and so many Western countries. We have it so good. It's crazy. You guys have to
Someone said
and other countries just don't have that. But the girls weren't fazed by it. They weren't even they were just playing with the other girl as if it was just completely normal. And then I remember when we came back to Switzerland, one of our friends said, oh, my daughter's struggling a little bit, she's a little bit upset and whatever. And Chloe's first reaction was oh, well, she should just go and travel to some of these different countries and she'll come back and she'll be so happy and appreciating what she has. So I think that helps. When you travel and you see other cultures and other things, you have an appreciation for life and different cultures, and you accept things maybe a little bit easier. So
someone said, I'm
yes.
from Finland, so that's cool.
That's awesome. Thanks for letting us know.
Someone said, in Finland we say perkeli. What does that mean?
Perkele. We're probably saying it incorrectly. I apologize if we are.
Sorry.
So will we be coming to California? We will not be coming to California this time around. No, unfortunately not. We would love to actually stay more time in the U.S. because it is so comfortable and nice, and it just feels so good and refreshing, to be honest, just to be able to speak English. It's so nice to speak English and to have access to everything. So, but our time has come. We have to head out. So
Somebody said this is the longest word in Finnish, and then this person will be coming to California.
Yes, I answered.
Should we
that.
talk about Hollywood?
And then someone said,
we're gonna wrap up and keep it somewhat short. So if you have a few more questions, go ahead and ask now.
There's one that said,
and then Julia will.
Age 11 wants to know how you.
Go ahead, Julia. You can tell them about.
So yesterday we went to Hollywood Studios. That's another one of their parks they have here at Disney World, and that one's has a lot of shows and has a lot of fun rides and stuff. It's
and it's totally transformed, hasn't it?
Basically, yeah. It's a lot of it's under construction because soon they're gonna be having that whole Star Wars area, so that's gonna be really cool. And then they've got this fun ride. They've got the Toy Story land, and then Tower Terror. That's a fun ride. We like.
Love it.
I'm gonna tell a funny story. Okay, so Tower Terror. You go in and then you watch this little video before going on the ride, and the workers are supposed to look at you creepy and scary, and they're supposed to, because basically you're in the Tower Terror, right? So when the video's done, all of a sudden he was right behind me and he started speaking, and I literally screamed and jumped. I was so afraid.
Because he was saying the safety instructions, and all of a sudden the entire room goes dark
dark.
because the video's done, and then all the lights go back on, and then he's standing right behind Julia, and then you must go through this door now.
He's
and
like,
Julia's
exit to your right.
Yes, except for he said it close to her head, and before when we entered the room, he was on the other side, so she was not expecting him, and then he was looking creepy, right? They are so good. Everybody is kind of acting, right? So even though they're you're in a lineup, so most theme parks you're in a lineup and the guy's just yeah, buckle in, whatever. Well, here the guys working in the lines and everything, they're all acting characters, so it makes it even more fun, right? So, okay. Any last questions before we head out? Let us know again if you're from certain countries and you have. So again, where we're going this year, just in case you don't know. So we're gonna. India's on the list, and
North
Central
America,
Africa,
Middle East, Asia, Pacific.
So many countries that are on our to-do. So if there's anyone, first of all, watching our video, in case you're watching and you have connections to any, whether it's tourism boards, I'm gonna put it out there because we are trying to connect with the tourism boards, we're trying to connect with the local activities and stuff like that. Let us know, that would be so appreciative because sometimes it is hard to reach out to these people. And then as always, Make sure you like and subscribe to our videos. Make sure you share them. And let us know if there's something specific you want us to be including in the videos. We started including more food because some of the people said we want to see the food. Another person talked about vegetation, so we're starting to put that more into the videos. So let us know if there's certain things that you want to see that we're maybe not including.
Someone said, do you like Mexican food?
We love Mexican food. In the video you have coming out tomorrow, we try a lot of Yucatan food. Now that's very different than Mexican food, and it's different, but we love Mexican food. It was an experience. It was good, but an experience. So, okay, just really fast, talk about the history lessons. Where did we stay in Belize? In Belize, we stayed in a place called Hopkins Bay, and it was beautiful. If you saw that video, it was gorgeous.
Did you say Belize?
Oh, would we say Belize? Did you say Belize? No. Did I say sorry? I thought you said, where did you stay? Okay, clearly, I'm sorry. Amy, I'm like overseeing your question there. I didn't read it correctly. They were for 2 years. That's amazing. So we went to Belize. So we were already there, and we met some really cool people actually that lived in a Mennonite village, believe it or not, and they were what's called modern Mennonites. And so we went and toured their area, and it was just fantastic. We had such a lovely time. So
there's people from Argentina planning to move to Basel.
To Basel, very nice. Wish me luck. Yes, good luck to you. That's amazing. Going from Cordoba, Argentina, and planning to move to Basel. Wow, so you're gonna have some interesting times moving from Argentina all the way to Basel. You know, there's so many differences, but you're gonna get along just fine. Just have an open mind to the culture because it is quite different. Specifically, like the Swiss German culture is very different than the Swiss French, for example, and the Italian side. So every area is very much different, and sometimes it's hard to integrate in certain. That's what a lot of people say. You know, when they're traveling or moving to Switzerland, they have a hard time integrating within the Swiss culture and the people there, but it just takes time.
It's almost a 40-minute life.
Holy, we got to get off. Okay. All right. Are we planning on selling Growing Up Without Borders t-shirts? Yes. So on our website, I mean, we just like kind of threw it up there. I have to work on some of the designs. There is a shop button, and on that page, there's already maybe a couple things. But yes, we want to sell Growing Up Without Borders t-shirts because we have a cool logo, and that would be awesome. I wore mine. I have one. I wear it sometimes, and I wear it just when we were at Hollywood Studios. So
and we're gonna be, I think, planning to sell more things in the future as well, like some more stuff.
Yeah, why not? So, okay, so we're gonna let you know when we launch the course of the girls. They're working on the videos as we speak, more or less. And once those are up, then you can subscribe and come take geography with the Patton girls. So as always, again, subscribe. Thanks so much. Share. Thank you so much for enjoying the videos, for all the encouraging comments. It is so lovely for us to hear from you. And have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.